So my tinnitus started originally in 2022, and at that time it was very mild. I had an ear infection, so I kind of started to hear like this sort of neural sort of noise in my head, and I was at university at the time. So I remember at the time I used to listen to like piano music to get to sleep because I'd hear it at night or I'd hear it when I was studying or writing essays. But it wasn't a problem. It was mild enough that I only heard it about 5% of my day. So, and I think over time my brain filtered it out because I guess because I didn't react to it. It wasn't sort of loud enough where I don't know what the science is behind it, but I think I got quite lucky back then. And then last year, July last year, so it's been a year now, I started a new medication and I literally only took one pill. And I woke up that night with incredibly loud tinnitus, and it was, it was in my head, it was in my ears, it's in my neck, it's just everywhere. Um, and I remember thinking like, "Oh, I know this is my tinnitus. I'll just go to sleep and it will go away." Because I've had little scares before where I was like, "Oh, it's suddenly in my awareness," and it always went away. Um, but then after time, it didn't, and I had it 24 hours of the day. So I guess it is two different sides of the tinnitus coin that I've experienced. And I remember at the time I'd wake up and I'd physically feel like my brain having like, I don't know, like electrical current. I feel it. It was really, really, really strange. I've never experienced anything like that. So this time around, so last year, how I felt was, I mean, it was traumatic. If I'm to sum it up, I remember like I lost a lot of weight. I didn't eat for a good couple of months. I stopped eating, I stopped sleeping, and I've always been someone who can sleep anywhere within about 4 seconds. Has always been like a superpower of mine. I stopped being able to sleep. I stopped working. Just my life stopped, and I couldn't get out of bed, and I couldn't I couldn't function. Um, I remember scrolling through, like, how all of us do at the beginning. I remember scrolling through forums, like searching for answers and searching for like a droplet of hope. I became an expert in the subject where I looked everywhere for something, just for anything, and sort of nothing found me to help me. But I think I blocked quite a lot of that out because it was so traumatic. I think as a response, like I've kind of tried to sort of put that in a box because it was it wasn't anything short of just the worst time of my life. I didn't know I could feel that way. Like, and I never really understood mental health and I never understood anxiety. I never really got it. I never, you don't know what goes on in other people's minds. But for the first time in my life, I was getting panic attacks, and I was getting anxiety. And then I finally understood what it actually meant to have that. And I finally understood what it was like to not see a way out of life. So that was just the worst period I've ever had to go through, and it's not something I thought I could ever experience. So whilst I was going through that period, I had a few experiences. So it began with my GP, and I remember at the time a couple of GPs had said to me like, "Oh, in my so many years of practicing, I've never seen this. I've never seen someone take one pill and get this kind of reaction. I've never seen," and it made me feel like a medical disaster. It made me feel like a one in a million, and it made me feel like horrendous. I didn't want to know that I was really rare and I hadn't seen it in the years of practicing. And I remember, so after I had that period where I didn't leave my bed, I couldn't stop crying, I couldn't function. I said to my dad, I need to go to the hospital. I need some help. I don't know what to do with myself. And so we went to A&E, and the woman I saw, again, it was a really awful experience. I went in desperate, in floods of tears, saying like, "Please, someone help me. I need help. I can't do this." And she said, "Oh, what do you think's triggered this then?" And I said, "Oh, well, I took this new medication." And she went, "Okay." And she searched it up on her computer and she went, "Oh yeah, ringing in the ears, that's a side effect." Um, she went, "Well, yeah, you took the medication, that's a side effect." And I remember feeling like, oh, So it's my fault. I should have known what I was getting into, and that's not what I wanted to hear, and that's not all I wanted was some help, and I found it was just more like, well, you knew what you were getting yourself into, which isn't helpful. And I remember, and I said to her, "Well, can you just look in my ears? Like maybe I have another ear infection. Can you, you know?" Yeah, okay. So she put I can't remember what the instrument is, but she put it in my ear, and she really like yanked it, and I had like a pang of pain in my ear. And then when it was checked afterwards with the camera, she'd actually made my ear bleed. So, um, so I think she was just annoyed. She was just annoyed I was there. She was annoyed I wouldn't leave. She was annoyed. So that was just a horrible experience, and that was a traumatic. That was probably one of the worst nights of my life. And even to this day, I can't go to that hospital, and I can't. And every time I have to go, I have to like psych myself up like days ahead. I have to like prepare myself because I've had so many poor experience and traumatic experiences there that it left a massive like print with me. I feel these days I feel like a burden to my partner, because he signed up for. Sorry. Um, Thank you. Um, I feel like he signed up for a version of me that he's not getting now. Um, like a healthy version of me, like the version of me that was 100% who I was. And now I feel like I'm like 50%. And I'm very good at masking. So I mask, I keep going, I go to work and I'm fine and no one would know there's anything wrong with me. Other than the fact I'd have a fan on my desk and I'd have my shocks in, for some sound therapy. Um, but then I come home and I'm exhausted from carrying this weight and from putting on this mask all day. And he gets that part of me who is exhausted, who has to go straight to bed and who cries in bed. And I carry a lot of guilt with that, because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be like this, but that's just the reality of what I'm living with now. Um, with my friends, I used to be a part of a book club, and that was like a big part of like my social life because I'm a little bit older now. I'm not really someone who goes out sort of drinking anymore. So like book club was something I'd go to every month. But I can't read. I can't read anymore. So I haven't seen the book club girls in like a year. And then some other friends. I think I struggle with friendships because sometimes you don't know what to say. Like I don't know how to explain to people what happened to me because again it was such like a weird rare thing as they put it. So my friendships have massively suffered. My relationship with my family, like I guess that's gotten stronger because they were there for me in like my darkest of times. So it's massively affected all the relationships of my life. I wanted to make this video because I want to feel like I have some sort of power over my situation. I think anyone who suffers to this degree feels powerless. Like I feel stuck in a body I don't feel safe in anymore. And you lose so much of yourself, you lose so much of your ability to make choices for yourself, your freedom. I think I've lost so much, and I just wanted to channel some energy somewhere where I feel like I'm working towards something like a treatment, a cure, like something has to change. And it won't change if people don't fundraise, if there's no scientific research. So I wanted to contribute to that. And for me personally, in like the depths of like despair I felt, Tinnitus Quest is the one page that gave me little droplets of hope. The message that we're not just going to accept putting up with it. We're actually trying to search for a cure. We're trying to search for a treatment. And I don't know where I would be without Tinnitus Quest, to be honest, because I needed that hope, and I still do need that hope. I still check it every day. I follow you guys on everything. And like the patient videos, they've given me such hope because it shows I'm not alone, because it's very easy to feel like you're the only one, because I don't know anyone else, especially my age. I don't know anyone else who's suffering the way I suffer. So just seeing other patient videos is almost just showing me I'm not alone, and that, we're working towards something. I don't have to accept this for life, because I remember in the early days, that was the message that was given to me. There's no cure. You're just going to have to get on with it. And I can't accept that. I can't accept that I will hear this until the day I die. There is no way I would be able to do that, because this 1 year has felt like so many years, because it's been such a struggle. So that is what I'm doing it.